All right, I think I have some good news that will be good for both home buyers and home sellers. So let's get right into it. Hey, Lily Weiss with Living Room Realty here in Portland, Oregon. So as I alluded to, I think I have some good news. I'll argue why it's good for both home buyers and home sellers here in a little bit. But for right now, we'll talk about home buyers because I have some exciting news that'll seem directly good for you, which is home inventory has actually gone up again. So, we've been talking about it for a while here. In the last 2 years, we have not seen home inventory go up at all and have actually seen it go down a lot as everything has been changing in the world, and there's been that hesitancy on the seller side and such high demand from home buyers. And, we've been seeing it go low, we've seen it go up a little bit, and we'll be super positive about it. And then we just had this hit to the gut where we saw home inventory go all the way down to 0.6 months, which is the lowest it has gone in recorded history in the last 40 years in our local MLS. So hugely significant, was kind of a bummer for everybody that is looking to buy a home or is in the market. And luckily, we did see a little increase this month up to 0.8 months. So still very low. If we were to have no new homes come on the market, we would be out of homes to sell based on demand in under a month. So still really significant, but at least we did see that little bump up, and we did see 2,307 homes go on the market last month, which is a significant increase when you actually look compared to a year ago. That's a 44% increase in new homes to the market. So where there is such a high demand and homes are getting taken off quickly, we are seeing a lot more homes come onto the market. So if you are a home buyer, it's really just about being super strategic and understanding this market, understanding your budget, being really transparent on what's going on, what's actually going to be workable for you, and getting in there and finding homes. I've had buyers recently who we did all that work. We did all this work up front in the months before they bought property, looking at what prices we're doing, seeing okay, our top budget is this. So we're seeing though that houses are selling for 50K over. So we're not even gonna look nowhere near our top budget. That way we have room to play. And there's so many factors that come into play with that as well. When it comes to what cash you have available, that will help you, all of that. And we can talk about that personally if you are looking to buy a home here anytime soon. And where I was alluding to before as well of where this would affect home sellers is I really do believe more and more that siren going by me, that distracted me, sorry. I'll keep going though. Where we see this is for a lot of home sellers, unless you are someone who is just a straight up investor, this is a second home for you, or maybe you're downsizing in property, that can work really well in this market. For a lot of home sellers that need to go and buy their next home, seeing a more balanced market will actually be really beneficial for them as well. So I will argue if you are someone who's looking to sell, this could be really good for you too, to see that the market is somewhat starting to balance. And I know we're really far from that happening, but it does seem there are those trends and, seeing more homes coming to the market, seeing that things are hopefully getting better with the other external factors in our world right now, that we could see things start to actually get better. I know I've said this before a bunch of times when we saw things get a little bit better, so I'm hesitant to say it, but I think at this point we can see that there is a lot of potential for that because there also is just so much motivation out there. So with more balance could make a lot more sellers also feel then in turn more comfortable selling, which will make the market even better. So those are the hopes on that end. And then, I will say too, if you are someone who is thinking of selling your house, demand is still really high for your property. So as I said, buyer demand is super high. That's why we still have that low inventory with more homes coming onto the market. We did actually see a little decrease in sold homes. That was down to 1,853 homes that went to new homeowners last month. So that was a little bit about 28% decrease from the year prior. And what I'll say with that is I don't think it's as much of a symptom of the current situation and saying, where things are going to go with the market, and more so that last month or the last recorded month of time, which was December, we're looking at January numbers now, was the holidays. So things are going to be a little slower in those times. Last month in January, we were talking about the numbers and how the holidays affected it. I think this is the last effect of the holidays, is looking at that 30-day range of when a home is actually sold. Now we're seeing those homes that, it was just a decrease in activity because people were enjoying the holidays. And that's where we're seeing that last little bit in our numbers, is we just saw that decrease because of the activity that was happening in December, early January. So in really all of that, I will, all that to say that it's still a really good time to sell. We did see days on market increase a little bit. So the amount of time it took someone to get an offer accepted on the property and sell it went up to 38 days. So we are starting to see some signs of the market shifting a little bit with those as well. But I'll be always completely transparent with you and say, like, it's going to be a really good time to sell now, and it's going to be probably a really good time to sell in another 4 months. It just comes down to what advantages you're going to have. So in the current market, with less homes being on the market, it just means less competition for you. And there's still going to be a lot of drive from buyers just to get into a home no matter what. So they're going to be a little less concerned with repair matters and being willing to take on things of that nature. They're going to ignore things when they're going through the house, and there might be a little weird smell or whatever it is that's in your home that you don't really want to take care of, whether it's just like a few little repairs here and there. That's not going to be as necessary right now, whereas in a future market you might have to do a lot more work to your home in order to prep it and make sure it actually goes to sale, because we're not seeing houses fly off the market as they were in the past. All of that to say too is I would still recommend doing all the preparation you can anyways. So really with that, it comes down to just timing the market right for you and what's going to work best for your family. And I'm always happy to chat with you about that, because it might be, yes, let's take advantage of this current market, get, this house sold, and then get me that money and I can go off and do whatever I want with it. Or it might be, hey, we really can't figure that out right now. We need to wait 4 months. We can chat about what the market will be. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a seller's market here for a while. It's just, again, coming down to what advantages you want. With that, good to know for both home buyers and home sellers, we have seen prices on houses continue to increase. So right now, average home sales in the Portland metro area are set at 586,000. So definitely has gone up. We're seeing that huge jump that we've seen in the last few years. We will see that predictions right now from economists are we're not going to see the massive jumps that we've seen in the last few years. So we're not, on average, I think people had equity growth of like 60K, I want to say. I've seen other numbers closer to 100K in Oregon in total in just 1 year. So wild jumps in equity. We're not going to see that as much in the next year. So that's good for buyers to know, but we will still see them continue to increase. And you'll also see interest rates increase, which, right now the Fed predicts they're going to do at least once a quarter, which, you can talk with a loan officer about and see that will affect your buying power pretty significantly. So it's just kind of timing the market in that way. And it's good for home sellers to think about as well, because with interest rates rising, buyers' purchasing power, as I said, will become lower, which means those buyers that are going to want to buy your house right now might not even be able to afford it anymore, or they might put in an offer at a little bit less just to make it work financially for them. So this can have an effect on the market. As interest rates go up, buying power goes down for most home buyers, and that will affect where offers go for your property. So you just want to keep that in mind as well. Continue to watch the market, continue to watch videos like this, and talk to realtors like myself and loan officers, and just see what's going to be best fit for you and your family and timeline wise for both home buyers and home sellers. So hope all of that was helpful. I'm getting close to about 9 minutes here, so I'm going to cut myself off because I could ramble about this and talk about this forever because I love real estate so much. And if you have any questions, I am here for you. I'll have my contact information below, and I'm excited to chat with you about your 2022 moves.